overwhelming for me. I felt like I couldn't post unless I had a solid strategy, but I could never figure out what the right strategy was on Instagram, so I never posted. Or I would waste hours trying to figure out a trending audio that I could do just to get a reel out. Let me know if you can relate. Comment me below if you've totally been in that situation. Because it doesn't just stop there. Then it is the overwhelm of writing the perfect caption. Do we still do hashtags? What kind of hashtags? And then always feeling like you're behind when it comes to Instagram. So I decided at the beginning of 2025, I quit Instagram, and I've done quite a few videos about that. I will link to them right here for you to check out later. I stopped making posts. I stopped doing stories. I stopped doing reels. Absolutely nothing. And in this year, in 2025, the year I quit Instagram, my business revenue has grown 50%, but I have worked less than I ever have in my business. So you might be wondering, but Trina, isn't Instagram kind of like the tool to help you grow your business? I used to think it was essential to be on Instagram. I used to think you couldn't have a business unless you were on Instagram, until I decided I wanted to test that theory. I love having metrics to back up my data. I talk about it all the time, data-based decisions. So in 2024, I decided to put Instagram to the test. I dug in, I picked an Instagram strategy that was proven to work, and I followed it to a T. Reels, carousels, stories every day for 2 months straight. Yes, it was exhausting. I was also doing my YouTube strategy, posting 1 video a week over on my YouTube channel. And here's the most important part. I tracked the traffic that was coming from YouTube and Instagram. I tracked the leads I was getting from both platforms. And I tracked the conversions from both platforms, all through Google Analytics. And the results made it pretty easy for me to make the decision to quit Instagram, because the traffic that came from Instagram to my sales pages and my opt-ins converted at around 10%. Not a bad conversion rate until you look at the traffic from YouTube. And the traffic that came from watching my YouTube videos converted at 30%. And I was doing 8 times more work or more on Instagram to get a 20% less conversion. So that was it. I quit Instagram. And as I mentioned earlier, my business has grown more than it ever has this year. So what happened? Instead of me constantly feeling like this anxiety to what am I gonna post on Instagram? Am I gonna show up on stories? That feeling went away. I finally felt calm, and it's almost like I could see clearer, or I could figure out what I needed to do in my business better, because I didn't have this constant Instagram on my shoulder kind of like yapping at me. And that's where all the clarity came, because I had space to actually think for once. And I did a time swap. I swapped what I was putting into Instagram and put it into YouTube. And then I started having new clients sign up to work with me in the YouTube coaching experience that would tell me, I seriously found your video earlier this week and I binge watched all your content, and I realized I needed to work with you. And I wasn't chasing them. They were coming to me while I was doing my thing, while I was living my life. The amount of calls and the amount of to-dos on my calendar started to clear up, surprisingly. I felt less stressed. So I always have stress in my shoulders. So every day I would wake up and my shoulders were always to here. But as I quit Instagram, every single month I was away from Instagram, my shoulders felt like they came out of my ears. I also stopped getting into spirals of needing to do all these different things, because I was comparing myself to what other people on Instagram were doing, because I didn't just post on Instagram, right? You post on Instagram and then you start to go through that scroll hole and you start comparing yourself to what others are doing. And I finally got to the point where I didn't feel like I was missing out if I was on Instagram or not, because the growth in my business, the email signups, the clients, the sales kept growing. When I quit Instagram, my sales actually picked up because I put more time and effort into my videos. My to-do list actually shrank because, for one, I wasn't doing all that content on Instagram, but I wasn't getting all these ideas that everybody else was doing that I thought I needed to do too. And I actually felt calm running my business. And so when I started my business a long time ago, the one thing that I wanted to be able to do is just take a workout class whenever I wanted to. I am finally there. I get to go to Pilates every morning at 9 a.m. And normally I would get my kids on the bus and immediately be here at my desk by 8:20 starting work. And now I don't need to because I don't have that massive to-do list that I feel I need to get started on anymore. Now you're probably wondering, what did it look like for you to replace Instagram with YouTube? Because maybe you're not even on YouTube yet, or maybe you're on YouTube and you're like, Trina, I am not getting any sales over there. I'm kind of nervous about dropping off of Instagram. Could this really work for me, Trina? So here's exactly what I do. Every Wednesday, I publish a brand new YouTube video. Now, I will say, you can take off of YouTube for a couple weeks if you want and still have momentum. Instagram does not do that. So I'm actually doing this video after having a couple weeks off of YouTube, but my email list continued to grow and my YouTube channel continued to grow. So just a little side benefit there. So every Wednesday, normally, I post a new YouTube video. It is made for my ready to buy viewer, a specific person with a specific problem. This is really important because I'm not trying to go viral here. Now, that video will also connect to create a binge session to the next video I have ready, and then the next. So it creates, like I said, this binge path, but it's actually a buyer's journey that my viewers are moving through naturally without even knowing they're doing it. Each video they watch, I build trust with them without even needing to be online. They get more clear on what they actually need to do to hit the goals and solve the problem that they have. And they realize they can take action and get the results they want because I am feeding them and giving them that transformation that they want so bad and telling them the steps and how to get there. All without me needing to go live, creating reels, showing up on TikTok, making posts on Instagram, doing stories. And then logistically, that one video a week, I just batch film once a month because I don't wake up like this. I'm not Beyonce. I only do hair and makeup once a month for my YouTube videos. I will batch all my scripting so then I can batch all my filming. And I actually have a more detailed video on how I do that right here. You can watch after this video to see what that batching looks like. So it takes me about 2 days a month to get my once a week YouTube videos published. That's it. The rest of the week, I am serving my clients inside the YouTube coaching experience. I am volunteering at my kids' school. I'm getting a Friday massage. I'm going to Pilates class. I'm able to go to lunch on a weekday with a friend without this to-do list staring me down, stressing me out. I commit to just one YouTube video a week, same time, same place, and it is the most sustainable routine that I have in my business. But now you're probably thinking, but Trina, how do those viewers actually turn into buyers? So here's exactly what happens. Let me pull back the curtain for you. As I mentioned, I create these series of videos. Some people may watch 2 or 3, some people may watch 6 or 7. In those videos, I have very strategic calls to action. So some of those viewers may go watch my free training. Some of those viewers may go buy my video game plan or my prep system. Some of those viewers may actually realize what they need is to work with me one-on-one, and they join my YouTube coaching experience right from my YouTube videos. None of it requires discovery calls, sales calls, or showing up every single day live. And my clients give me messages all the time. They say, as soon as I found your channel, I realized you're exactly who I needed to work with. You made YouTube make sense because I build that trust with these evergreen videos without needing to create content every single day. And they know it is me that they want to work with, and I don't even need to pitch them. They buy on the spot. So I want to actually touch base on this like bingeable series because it is a strategy that I call, and I call it my YouTube playlist funnel. Reason being, YouTube loves it, the algorithm loves it when you can get people to watch multiple videos at once. And if you do that, YouTube's gonna push your content to more people. So why not give the algorithm what it wants so you can get free promotion? But the more people watch of you, the more your trust builds and the chances that people will convert increases the more they watch of you. So when I build my playlist funnel, every single video in that funnel has a specific job. One is to shift beliefs. One is to provide value. One is to build trust. One is to show proof. And one is to pitch my main offer. It's like Netflix for your niche. Each video leads naturally to that next step that gets them to ultimately where you want them to be, working with you one-on-one, buying your course, buying your offer, working with you one-on-one in your services. I actually have a free training if you want more detail in how I build this playlist funnel and a little bit more what it looks like and some samples. You can go to trinalittle.com/training to get a free training on a full in-depth detailed walkthrough of how this works. And here's what's really important to understand. The reason why YouTube performs so much better than Instagram is because you want to think about the viewer's intent when they're on Instagram versus YouTube. When people are on Instagram, they're there to be distracted. They're going through a scroll hole. They're going to be entertained. They're not there thinking about their problem that they need to have solved. They're scroll holing, right? Whereas on YouTube, they're going to have a problem solved. They're searching their problem and they want to find out how they can solve it. And so the person that is on YouTube searching their problem is more ready to buy. They've got their credit card ready. They're just looking for that right solution that's going to work for them. And that's why when you focus on YouTube content, you don't have to create as much content because you're using that search intent and the mindset that they're in when they're going to YouTube to search versus Instagram, where we're going to be entertained, we're going to mind them, right? This isn't about just quitting Instagram and one other platform magically working for you. It's about building a calm, sustainable system that can run without you needing to show up all the time. One video a week sounds small, but it adds up. And I use this graph of compounding interest. And you want to think about your YouTube videos as compounding interest. When you post your first video, it gets its initial views. Then when you post your second video, it's going to get its initial views, but it's also going to drive viewers back to video one. When you post your third video, it's going to get its initial views, but you're going to get more views to video two and video one. When you post your fourth video, it's going to get its initial views, right? It's this compounding view phenomenon that happens on YouTube that doesn't happen every time you post a reel or a TikTok. And listen, you don't need to be a YouTuber to go viral and have all this fancy elaborate editing for your videos to work. Your audience is probably not ADHD teenage boys like Mr. Beast, so you don't have to create videos like Mr. Beast. You're creating simple videos like I'm creating here on my channel. This is a client of mine's playlist funnel, and you can see specifically that her videos are not getting lots of views. Less than 200, less than 100. And from these two videos alone, she made $8,000 because she is trying to attract a very specific person, right? She's not trying to go viral. She's trying to hit the pain points that her ready to buy viewer is searching for on YouTube. And then when they come to this video, not only do they get a sense of safety and a sense of trust hearing her speak, but then down here, she has the way that they can work with her. This is how she is booking clients right here on YouTube with less than 200 views. Again, if you go back to the other video that had less than 72 views, when we come down here, again, people who are buying this offer need to feel safe, need to feel comfortable. And because she has that persona and she's there on video, they feel safe. And when they hear her speak, they're coming down here and they're finding out how to get the journal, how to get start their journey. She has sold over $16,000 in low ticket offers alone, let alone her group program. This is how creating the right videos for the right person at the right time in a playlist funnel pays off for business owners. So if you're tired of trying to be on every single platform or multiple platforms to grow your business, and you want a more calmer, more strategic way to grow your audience with content that doesn't turn you into a content creator, I want to walk you through the exact YouTube workflow that I do every week to make this happen. It's how I can create videos in about 2 hours a week, and I set it up to work for me even when I'm taking Friday massages or volunteering at the school. I want to show you how I plan, script, batch, and publish all within working just 25 hours each week. And I'm going to walk you through that in this next video right here.